What's up, gamers? Your boy BeastGamerKuma here with my anticipations going on for the Summer Game Fest that's happening this week. We already know that this is going to be a big week for a lot of releases. Well, not a lot of releases, just some of the things that we're going to be expecting. Like, we already know that the Switch 2 is dropping this Thursday, so hats off to everybody that got their pre-orders in, and please be safe out there. Those are waiting in line in the New York spot over here, especially you San Francisco cousins over there. Be safe out there. Anyway, the Summer Game Fest 2025 is about to go down. I won't be able to check out the state of play this Friday for PlayStation, but I will check it out afterwards when I leave from work. But Sunday is going to be a big day for Xbox Showcase as well. So, but we got a plethora of companies that's going to be involved. As you can see here, where we got 1047, 2K, 505 Games. What's that? Amazing Season? Amazon Games, of course. Atari's making a comeback. Bandai Namco, Devolver Digital, of course. The big main people: Sega, Nintendo, Square Enix, Steam. It's gonna be amazing. But I am looking forward to my top 5 that I'm keeping my eye on, and that's gonna be first up. I'm hoping we hear information about Blade, because when it got announced a year ago, yeah, Blade has been in talks, the same people that worked on Dishonored, and I want to see a teaser or some sort. Like, no, we had a teaser, forget that. I want to see some gameplay. That's one main prediction, because yes, we need more Marvel superhero. We need superhero games more often. It was just been, the big hitters has just been Spider-Man and Batman so far. I mean, yes, we had some fighters, of course, Marvel vs. Capcom and Injustice, but nah, forget all that. This Blade game is that redemption return, because we haven't had a Blade game in so long. So I want to see more gameplay and how the mechanics is going to work, especially with the Dishonored people, because they mostly did first person. I don't want a first person Blade though. Please don't do a first person Blade. Give me something to see and appreciate. But I just also hope that the lore is actually pretty good, because most of y'all don't know, Blade has gone through 2 different transitions. First of all, Blade wasn't really a vampire in the beginning of his story arc. He was just immune to vampirism until the Spider-Man cartoon and the movie that came out in 1998. They made him a half-breed, a daywalker, which made him actually pretty cooler in a sense, so they just ran with it. So he wasn't canon in the comic books until the cartoon and the live-action movie with Wesley Snipes. So thanks to that, we had the MCU and everything like that. Blade brought us that success that we got now with superhero movies. Do not deny it. But, dude, this is going to be amazing. I hope they do a good job, because Blade is one of my favorite anti-heroes of the Marvel Universe, and I hope they do him justice. Because honestly, after he came out, I've been finding out a whole bunch of information on him where, 1, he's not really native to the United States. He's actually born in Europe. 2, he's over 100 and something years old, which is crazy to me, depending on the story that you want to follow, which is all dope. But yeah, Blade is an iconic character, as well as Black Panther, which sadly that game got canceled, but we still got the Captain America Black Panther game coming out, which is going to be based in World War II with T'Challa's grandfather, so I'm actually looking forward to that as well. But yeah, hopefully we'll see more gameplay of that, but that's not in my top 5. Secondly, Killing Floor 3. That's right. There was a beta already, so people already got an idea of what's going on in that game. But the Killing Floor series has always been freaking amazing, gory, chaotic, and a great co-op shooter with monsters that, was in league with Left 4 Dead. Without those 2 in the game, it would be not too interesting. So I want to see how gory this game is going to be. I did not get into the beta or the closed beta. So hopefully we'll see more gameplay, more of the gunplay, see what kind of missions they'll be involved in, because Killing Floor 3 looks actually amazing. Part 2 and 1 were always a great time with friends, so we'll see how that works out. Next up, this is going to be a big one for me, because actually for my number 3 spot, Gears of War eBay. I want to see actual gameplay for this stuff. I want to see something in the works at least, and because I already know the storyline. If you read the books or played the games, you already know that this is going to be based on when things hit the fan. The Locusts actually emerged for the first time. We get Dom back, so big up to Dom. Maybe they'll throw in this whole storyline of how Maria got captured and you tried to save her, but that's not going to happen. unless they rewrite the whole story, which would also be cool. But I don't think that's gonna be in the works because they're coming out with the reloaded Gears of War series that's coming out for the PlayStation first time. So you're gonna get Gears of War 1 through 3 for the PlayStation remade, reloaded, 4K support, 120 frames or whatever, all that bells and whistles that you can read in the manual. But also announced today that we might see this week, a new 007 game. What? First Light? What is this going to be about? I'm trying to look up information on it, but it's quite insane. We haven't had a James Bond game in a long time. Is this going to be a prequel? Is this going to be year one James Bond? Who knows? It's going to be exciting because you have to understand there's been a lot of certain IPs that's making a return. Like we had Indiana Jones that came out, and now we got a new James Bond game. Whew. I want to know who's going to be the in-game actor for this because some people, I don't know. If they're going to go for a younger James Bond this time around for year one, there's so many people they can use, especially actors now, because, video games are just like making a movie these days. You get actual actors that are gamers now, so it's going to be quite interesting. And 007 First Light, I'm like thinking the mechanics of it going to be, because with all the gadgets that you can do, it's mostly espionage. It depends on who's writing the story as well, because James Bond can be both stealthy or he could throw hands. This is like it's like there's a James Bond for everybody. My favorite was Timothy Dalton. Then it became Pierce Brosnan. But then Daniel Craig was more like Jackie Chan style, more stunts, more action packed, more throwing hands and getting all gritty. It was freaking amazing. So I'm hoping for a more gritty action, like I be boxing on people, got good gunplay, good car mechanics. That's what I want, because they could definitely do a nice open world single player adventure. I know they might throw some multiplayer in it because a lot of people are fans of the GoldenEye game for the Nintendo 64, so I'm salivating thinking about it. It's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts when you think about all we already eating good in 2025. God knows what's going to happen in 2026. Now, what I did, that's 4 games. What's my number one? My number one prediction. Oh my God, what is it? Well, not a prediction, but there's going to be some bonus round, New Game Plus information, because right now I definitely want to see more of Marvel Cosmic Invasion, because I'm a big beat 'em up fan, and I want to see what other characters they're going to add to this roster, because it's supposed to be a big roster for and I didn't even notice that I saw how many players at a time, because now they've been doing so maybe like with TMNT Shredder's Revenge, you had up to 6 people on one screen, so who knows how many people you're going to be able to play with. Either they're going to stick to the 4 or they're going to make 6, who knows. But either way, we need a Marvel beat 'em up game, and I actually applaud the fan-made people for making great remakes of old beat 'em up games from Marvel, like Maximum Carnage, the X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, X-Men Arcade, thanks to Zivtar, who does a great job. But you're waiting for the official stuff to come out, and when you see the trailer, of course, if you haven't seen it already, they already utilizing some stuff from the Marvel vs. Capcom games. They already showed Spider-Man, Wolverine, Nova, Storm. Who else they showed? I'm drawing a blank right now. I think Cyclops got shown, but I want them to think outside the box when it comes to this Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Bring out characters that people haven't played before. Rogue in a beat 'em up game, of course, is cool. Nightcrawler, of course. Beast, Colossus. You gotta have Colossus. You gotta have heavy hitters like that. Just think outside the box. Of course, Gambit, duh. But Iceman, of course, he's gonna be freaking amazing in that game. Angel. I know they got Captain Marvel. That's what I was also thinking about. That's in the game. But yeah, so you got so many opportunities to add a lot of crazy characters, especially like She-Hulk. She-Hulk in a beat 'em up game. Why the hell not? Freaking Moon Knight. Let's go. Venom, please. No, Venom is in there. Yes, Venom is in there. I remember that. So, wow. And then it's like bonus round time. This is my New Game Plus predictions for the Summer Game Fest. I'm hoping that Insomniac Games, I love y'all. Trust me, I I have hope. I have hope. Y'all show us actual, official gameplay of the Wolverine game. Because I know it got leaked last year. I know you're upset about that, but still, get ahead of it. Show us some gameplay, something. Because I think it's not coming out until 2027 now, instead of 2026. But seeing gameplay of the new Wolverine game would be amazing. Just amazing. Please, show us some gameplay. Also, DLC for Spider-Man 2. Come on. And my only wish, instead of doing like the villains pack that you did for Spider-Man 1, do a Heroes DLC where Spider-Man has to go out there and he teams up with some heroes to help them in their mission, like you had with Black Cat. Like, what if you had Daredevil in there, Moon Knight, other street level heroes, like heroes for hire DLC, where you have to team up with Iron Fist and Luke Cage, Misty Knight. Like, make those DLCs where it's more the heroes helping out Spider-Man. They side characters, so you're gonna have Spider-Man in the front though, but their side characters help him out with the story that's going on. Because they all street level superheroes. So that would be freaking fantastic if y'all did that for DLC. That would be freaking amazing. I know it's probably too late. I probably got something lined up, but I'm just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there because I know people don't like talking about other superhero games and going backwards, but Web of Shadows did it perfectly where other superheroes showed up in the game, Wolverine. And yeah, speaking of, that's what I wanted to talk about too. What if you did a DLC that leads up to the Wolverine game? I mean, come on. That way, when you're done with that DLC and you start the game that's coming out, the Wolverine game, it just connects and you just start off where you left off. And give us something a little tantalizing for having a Spider-Man save in the, for the next universe. That would be pretty cool, I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Just throwing out ideas. You can take one for free. I'm just saying. It'll be freaking cool. But the Summer Game Fest is going to be quite exciting. Another bonus I'm looking forward to is Sega showing off more of the new Jet Set Radio, Crazy Taxi, and Streets of Rage games. I know it's a big ask. But still. Sega, you're going to show up, so you got to give us something. I know you got the Shinobi game coming out soon. Shinobi's going to be fire. Real talk, I'm all with Shinobi. It's about time he comes back. That's going to be your first actual remake game that's been announced. So, when it comes to that, I'm looking forward to it. There's also, somebody, I read on Twitter that somebody stated that, I think CD Projekt Red did, but Cyberpunk 2077, a sequel might be in the works. I don't know if we're going to see anything about that at this Summer Game Fest, but that'd be pretty cool too. Cyberpunk is a great RPG for everybody that gets into that. So, but I'm expecting a lot of other beat 'em ups because Emu is going to be there. So I'm expecting the Toxic Crusaders beat 'em up game to show up on there because we had a demo that's on Steam available right now. You check that out. Square Enix is going to be there, so we may see Part 3 to Final Fantasy. Who knows? I love seeing my friend Pixie Bunny play the Final Fantasy games, and she's also currently playing Elden Ring once again on the PC version. So, but she's a big Final Fantasy fan, so I am interested on her takes on that when she checks out the Summer Game Fest State of Play this Friday. So you definitely, I'll put her link information on the bottom. But yeah, I want to hear your thoughts though. Summer Game Fest is kicking off. What are your predictions? What are your rumors? What do you want to see at Summer Game Fest that you've been anticipating for a long time? Do you think there's going to be a teaser for a new system for next year? Because the 5-year marker for these systems has been up. And now that Nintendo Switch 2 is coming out this week, that's going to push the other companies to start coming out, because especially with Xbox now going to have Steam integration in their new next-gen console, which means that Xbox players will finally get to play some PlayStation games, which is kind of fire. You think we're going to get some type of tease of a new console for next year? It would be smart to come out with a new system in 2026, especially with Sony with the PS6 in 2026. Might not come out in 2026, might be for 2027. But it also begs the question, what else can they do to improve on the current system? Because we just got the PS5 Pro, which is now up to par with the Xbox Series X. Yes, I said that. And people have been saying it for years. The technology wasn't always there, but now the PS5 Pro is up to par apparently. But we're going to see how that's going to work in. So let me hear your thoughts. Please comment below, hit that like and subscribe button, and let's discuss this. And check out my stream coming up this Sunday. We're going to be talking more this week about Summer Game Fest as it leads up to things. So I'm expecting y'all to be there. Let's discuss. Beast out.